Yeah.
You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
Hey, you. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. Are you looking for the best way to promote your podcast? It's easy. Just advertise your podcast to your ideal target audience. That's right, listeners of similar podcasts. Podbean has the best and most cost-effective options for you. Just go to the website sponsorship.podbean.com/STR. That's right, your friends here at Scout Team Radio are hooking you up. Go to sponsorship.podbean.com/STR and you will get the best deals to get your podcast rolling. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy Scout Team Radio.
Yeah.
You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here,
Drake
man.
Gangster.
Ah,
Yeah! Good morning and welcome back. That is right. You are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. I am one of your favorite hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And you know who that other guy is. That one guy on that other microphone. He likes America. I forget his name.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your boy Chris America coming to you live this Tuesday, August the 13th, 2019, here on 12OunceSportsRadio.com, and where you can find us live every single weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Loudbeard, and we forgot to bring this up yesterday. We tend to do this from time to time, especially on Mondays. We forget to bring things up, but we forgot to bring up the Hell is Real bet between Mike Burlon from Craft Brewed Sports and our favorite listener, Jenny of Ohio. They made a little bet, a little wager on the game. We mediated it, and we said if there was a tie, they both lose. Loudbeard, do you know what the score of that game was?
If I remember correctly, I believe it was 2-2.
2-2 draw. Now, this was an awful loss for Mike Burlon, way more than for Jenny of Ohio, I think, because I believe Cincy was up 2-0 at the beginning of the game. So he's got to be feeling good being up 2-0 against a garbage team like Columbus Crew, right?
You would think
Isn't
so.
that like being up like 28-0 in football? Almost, maybe not 28, maybe like 17-0 in football.
maybe like 28-3 in a Super Bowl? That's what that's like.
Okay.
being Up.
Yeah.
But I will
And,
say, Mike Burlon, he knows better than to get too excited, because the last time he bet on his team, they came down and got a quick early goal against Orlando and then got stomped. So I think he's aware that his team is pretty good at blowing leads.
He's good at blowing it. Yeah, Loudbeard. I think at that point, though, with Jenny of Ohio, she's got to be thinking, all right, well, I'm probably not going to win this bet because, Columbus isn't scoring 3 goals. So the worst or the best I can get now is that Mike Burlon has to join this punishment with me. And so I think in a way she won.
Yeah, I think she won.
She lost, but she won. So she took her end of the bet last night. I don't know if you saw, she tweeted at us and Mike Burlon and the guys over there at Craft Brewed Sports. She took her punishment. And she actually, I guess she couldn't find just a single Smirnoff Ice, so she had to get a 40. So I don't know if she drank the whole 40, if she drank half of it, what the deal was there, but she did chug a lot of it. I saw her chugging on her little video that she sent us.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I'm actually very impressed. And now the ball's in Craft Brewed Sports Court. They have got to step up on their game. Fire and Ice Challenge. Hell is real. And after you chug a ice, you will know what hell really is.
Now, do you think Mike Burlon will be in there kind of like when he's buying other girly products? He's got to be like, this Smirnoff Ice is for my wife. just to keep some street cred at his local liquor store.
So he's going to go up to the counter. He's going to have a pack of tampons. He's
Yep.
going to have a Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have like
He's gonna have like a
eyeliner, and he's gonna
a
be like,
gossip
"It is
magazine?
not guyliner."
He's gonna have like a gossip magazine.
Oh yeah, there we
The
go.
latest
Like,
celebrity scandals,
Yep.
like a Vogue
Yep.
or not a Vogue. What else is out there?
I don't know. National
Cosmo.
Enquirer,
There we go,
Us,
Cosmo.
Weekly, Cosmo. Yeah, there you go.
Cosmo, yeah. He'll probably
I
be
can
like
picture it now.
he'll probably have things to make a Cosmo as well. All the
That's
items
true.
you need. I don't know what goes in a Cosmo.
Is
that vodka?
everything. I think everything. You just pour it all together.
Just pour it all together and call it a Cosmo.
Yeah, that's like a Long Island iced tea. Just pour any liquor you can find together. It makes it.
Now speaking of girly drinks, your boys over there at Natural Light, they didn't stop at Natterdays for the summer. No, sir. They decided to double down in the depths of hell of August, because that's what August is. August is hell, especially here in Florida. And they came out with their own sparkling water, their own seltzer water, Loudbeard. Did you see the flavors? It was something
Yeah,
mango, and I gotta look it up again. It was like, I don't know, it had like a fun cantina name or something like that.
I don't blame them. You see right now the White Claw craze that is sweeping the nation. So Natural Light is like, man, we need to get up on this right now. We do. And they came out with their own flavors, and I don't blame them, man. White Claw craze that is sweeping the nation is unbelievable how many people right now are just diving headfirst into White Claws.
Yeah, it looks like I'm trying to find it. I hate when you go to a store. Okay, here we go. Catalina Lime and Aloha Mango? Aloha Beaches is what it's called, but I guess it's a Mango Peach.
That's kind
So
of
one is going to be a cherry and lime. That actually sounds pretty good, the cherry and lime.
I bet they're delicious. If they're anything as good as the Natterdays were, then we're in for quite the treat here. So Natural Light has really stepped up their game as of late. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I can't get behind mango and peach, though. I've never been a mango peach guy.
I don't know so
what
much
it
about
is.
the peach, but I'm big on mango. But when
You're
you put
big on
peach in
mango?
there, it changes things.
You know, I
Changes
think we
things
got to
quite a
bring
bit.
back our Wednesday night show, just so we can try these things while we talk about them. Because now I'm
Yeah.
really wanting a Catalina Lime.
So here's something food for thought for you, Chris America.
Okay.
Now, Craft Brewed Sports, they do their live show Thursday nights. So I would assume Mike Berlan's going to step up his Fire and Ice game on Thursday night. So
Yes.
if we go back to doing a Wednesday night show, which I am absolutely not opposed to, and I think would be a lot of fun. You know, maybe we kind of change up what we do and create a little bit more entertainment. We would definitely have to step up our betting game. We would need to have a weekly bet going on where somebody's doing something foolish. Otherwise, why even have a show? That's what I'm saying.
true.
We need to go all out.
Well, we don't need to step up our betting game. We just need to bring it back. I
That's
felt like
true.
our betting game was strong. Like, those guys, they do, like, the gross stuff. You said something about they did some sort of mix of alcohol that was kind of gross, or I don't remember what you said it was. And then I know there was one time they wore, like, coconut bras and hula skirts. And they did that all inside studio, Loudbeard, which I'm sitting here thinking, that's no bueno. If you're going to do bits like that where you're wearing that kind of ridiculous stuff, you got to do what we do, which is we go out in public and wear it. I mean, you've worn a romper out in public, correct?
I have. You had to bring that up again. It's a traumatizing period of my life where I wore a...
We both have wore onesie pajamas.
Yes, we
I believe you were Batman. Were you Batman? Yes.
I'm Batman.
And I was a dinosaur.
Still
Do
are.
you still have that onesie?
I think it's hanging up in the back of my closet. I haven't worn it since.
I have one hanging in the back. The dinosaur one's hanging in the back too. I think we need to bring that. I think you're right. We'll have to discuss this off the air. Something
Yeah,
I
we're
do
gonna-
want to Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, we're going to have a meeting of the minds. We're going to have to pull
Yes.
together a Scout Team radio meeting. Now, I know we've heard this before, but I will say last week when I talked to Anthony Mack, the last time I talked to him, he said he's coming back. He said
Oh, okay.
in the next couple weeks, he should be ready to get back on Mondays
Yeah.
and Fridays.
He said that a couple of weeks ago, and then he said
Yeah.
that a couple of weeks before that, and then a couple of
Yep.
weeks before that.
Yep. Yeah, he keeps telling me that. We might be bringing back our third component of Scout Team Radio. Now, if we go back to doing an evening show, I think we're gonna have to force him to get back on the air. What do you think?
I mean, if he wants to come, he can come. I'm done. I'm done chasing Anthony Mack.
Yeah, the one that got away, huh?
Yeah. But
This is
Loudbeard,
good.
we've been. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. We're off. We're both
We're talking
on
over each other. Yeah.
Yeah. What is up
A
with
lot
that?
today. It's fine.
S-
We're both
I think
excited
we both
to be on
have
the
a
show.
lot of excitement. We do.
Yeah.
We're big time excited guys, and we're just this is what we do.
We're
I do want
wild
to
and
mention one
crazy
thing.
kids.
It's not even Wacky Wednesday, and we're already
It's
acting
not.
wacky. I have an announcement to make for you
Okay.
and
Make the
for our
announcement.
listeners. So the Apple podcast charts come out each and every week, and we get to see where we're at. And we've been on the top of the charts in several different countries, in Israel, in the Arab Emirates, and all these places. So this week, we're riding high, Chris America. We are riding very high. We have been all week long in the top 10 sports podcasts in the country of Gambia. And
Yeah. Oops.
August 11th, which was 2 days ago,
Okay.
we were number one.
Whoop,
Number
whoop.
one
Number one in
in
Gambia.
in Gambia. So some
Hoo-dee-hoo.
people ask me on the streets, they say, we understand that you're big time in Gambia, but where is Gambia? What is Gambia all about? So I'm just going to give you a quick overview. And for all of our listeners in Gambia right now, we love you guys. Keep us there at number one in the sports podcast in Gambia. But you know what? I'm still happy. We're riding high on that top 10 list. We're staying in the top 10. But the Gambia is a small West African country bounded by Senegal with a narrow Atlantic coastline. It's known for its diverse ecosystems around the central Gambia River, abundant wildlife in its Kang West National Park and Bao Belong wetland reserves, including monkeys, leopards, hippos, hyenas, and very rare birds. The capital, Banjul, is nearby Serekunda, offer access to beaches. This is a beautiful country, Chris America. We love you, Gambia.
We do. Now, can I ask you something? Can
It's
you
actually
tell
the
who's...
Gambia. They have a
Can you
the
tell-
in front of it.
Oh, the Gambia. For the Chris America. Maybe I should change my name to Chris Gambia.
Yes.
Can you tell who's number one right now?
No, it just shows us a snapshot of where we are.
Okay.
But it doesn't. I'd have to go back and look through the charts to see who is
Yeah, I
number one,
gotcha.
but I don't have
I
that
just- I
right
just-
now.
I just wanted to call them out live on air and be like, we're coming for you.
I could probably get that information here shortly if you've got something else you want to segue over to.
Well, I do.
Okay.
We've been talking about Mike Berlon and Craft Brewed Sports a lot because he made that bet. Do you know something else that's Mike Berlon is known for, Loudbeard?
I know he tweets a lot.
He does. Do you know a certain celebrity he likes to tweet at?
Well, him and Mia Khalifa have been kind of having a little thing, for about 33 weeks.
Yeah, 33 can't talk. 33 weeks going strong. He tweets at her after every episode saying how, it's never too late to get with him. He still loves her, and he'll be waiting for her. Well, she dropped a big doozy of an interview yesterday, Loudbeard, and she's claiming, and I want to know your thoughts and if you agree with it, if you think she is full of it, or maybe somewhere in the middle there's the truth, but she's claiming that she only made $12,000 in her 3-month porn industry career, and that it's been difficult for her to get a job because of her being in the porn industry or the adult film industry. And I don't know if I buy any of it. Like, I'm not saying she made millions, but only $12,000. I want to look up to see how many movies she was in first. And then, I don't know, man. If you only make $12,000 shooting 12 films, then you didn't get your money's worth. It's not worth it to me, Loudbeard, to be put through that industry unless you really love it, unless that's something you really love to do. I don't know, Loudbeard, would you be in a movie for $1,000 only?
I mean, Probably not. In her situation, the type of movies that she's in, definitely not. But yeah, when I saw this story and I saw the 12,000, I'm like, there's no possible way that that's a real number. Now, I get that the internet's probably watered down the value of these actresses, where they may not make as much as we think they make. But I mean, I don't think they're doing it for less than at least $500 is what I'm thinking. I'm throwing a number out there. I was thinking more like $1,000 a movie, but let's say it's $500 a movie. And a lot of them are doing 200 to 300 movies in a year. They do like a lot of movies because there's not like a whole lot of constraint to it. It's like you just go and do them. So I'm thinking the numbers aren't adding up correctly.
Okay, so according to IMDb, she was in 7 films, which seems low, but I mean, in 3 months, I don't know. So 7 films divided by 12, that's less than $1,000 a year. Or no, it's a little bit more than $1,000 a year, or a video, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
my math is off. Yeah, it's about like, I don't know, like $1,100, $1,200 a film.
Yeah.
Now she says, I think the harder part for me to believe is that, okay, it says archive footage, 2 credits. I don't know what that is. Is that she says she had a hard time getting a job, but she's done nothing but stuck with her stage name Mia Khalifa this whole time. So if she was really having a hard time getting a job, she could have changed her stage name and done whatever she wanted. It's almost like wrestling. You ever notice, like, there's a lot of wrestlers who start off as one guy with one name, and then they disappear for a little while, and then they come back with a whole new shtick, a whole new name, and then we know them as that for forever. Like, Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't always Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was Stunning Steve. And, like, who are some other wrestlers? Like, Razor Ramon was, before he was, what was he? He wasn't Nash. He was, what was his wrestling name after he was Razor Ramon? It was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, yeah. So he was Razor Ramon before that. Kevin Nash was Diesel before that. The Big Show was always known as the Giant before he became the Big Show. You can change your name. So if you're having a hard time being an actress with Mia Khalifa, how about you drop your porn name?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. So she was only in 7 films. That's it. Like, don't they? I don't know.
If I'm including these archive films, that I don't know what that means. It's just archive footage, 2 credits. She was in Stepmom 9 and Mia Khalifa 2. So that made okay. Yeah. So there was a Mia Khalifa 1 in 2015, and then Mia Khalifa 2 in 2016. So she must have done the industry for 3 months in 2014 and 2015, and then came back in 2016 and did 2 more videos, or they released them. Maybe she made them and then they didn't release them right away. I don't know.
I feel like we're not like the experts on this matter, but I do think that she was in more films than that. Like, maybe it was not necessarily full-length films that would be on IMDb, but I think she was in a lot more videos than that. I don't know. The whole thing kind of stinks because she is a well-known name. Like, she is a big-time name at this point, and I know she's made probably a good amount of money, and I get what she's saying about just those, maybe making a certain amount of money, but I don't know. The whole thing, I'm with you with as far as this stinks. There is definitely more to it. Now, on the flip side, I am going to say it is not a good industry to go into. I am sure they get treated poorly. Yeah, I'm sure sometimes they get ripped off on the money, or the money's not as good as it seems like it's going to be. I think that she probably brings forth a lot of good points. The problem is that she's saying it in the fact that she's one of the more well-known names of the industry, meaning that she probably has made a lot of money, so she can say her story, but I don't know that we're going to believe the numbers that she's throwing out. But I believe that there is a handful of, not even a handful, I bet there's thousands of women that go into this industry for 6 months, 8 months, a year, make a little bit of money, and even if it's $50,000, $60,000, you now live the rest of your life with that rep. Like, you could go work a regular job. 3 years later, some guy that you work with watches a video, happens to cross over one of the ones that you were in, and then all of a sudden it goes all around your workplace. You know, you
Yeah.
have to live with that the rest of your life. So it's not worth it for what you're at risk for with that. So I get what Mia Khalifa is trying to say, but throwing out $12,000 to me is just an absurdly low number for what she would have made in the industry.
Well, if I'm looking at the 9 to 12 films that she made, I can't imagine she made anything more than $30,000 to $40,000 either. If that's all she made. Like, I know they're not paying these actresses, $10,000, $20,000. Maybe that Mia Khalifa 2, she probably got a really big, check for her, because by then she was a big name. But when she first started out, she was just another actress. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
And I don't think these actresses get paid royalties, which kind of sucks. And then I got to wonder, where's the Screen Actors Guild in all this? Why aren't they stepping up for these actresses to get them to demand better deals for them? I don't know how that works if they're not a part of the Screen Actors Guild, and if they're not, why they're not a part of the Screen Actors, because they're screen actors. You might not like what they're doing, but that's what they are, right?
Yeah, you're getting serious with this. I don't know that the Screen Actors Guild welcomes the porn industry into their company. I don't think they do.
Right. Well, I don't. You have to welcome the industry, but you should welcome the actresses and actors who are screen actors and actresses. That's what they are, and you got to represent everybody. You can't just pick and choose. Is my belief.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to take all this in.
Yeah.
It's,
so
interesting.
I found out she's about $3 to $4 million is her net worth now. So I would much rather hear from the girl who wasn't Mia Khalifa, like that girl that did the same 3-month run and didn't get the fame and celebrity that Mia Khalifa did. Wasn't able to turn it. Like you said, that chick now has to go and work at the office and take her $12,000 to $20,000 and live with that for the rest of her life, knowing that money's not going to be around for very long.
Right. And honestly, 3 to 4 million net worth. I mean, it's a good amount of money, but it's not as much as I thought it would be. I mean, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into where she's at right now. So, I mean, I feel for her. I can't say that she doesn't bring up a lot of valid points, but yeah.
Now,
that's
one of
kind
the
a weird
one of the
part.
titles that sticks out to me, and I gotta find this video. She was in a video short of herself, and it was called "Ammonia Sport." Mia Khalifa tackles Steve Smith. Kind of wanted to see what this video looks like.
Be careful what you ask for.
I mean, it's got Steve Smith. I think if Steve Smith was in like a porno type video, we would have heard about it. So it's got to be
Yeah.
some goofy, like, I want to say it's probably like a college humor type video.
Yeah, like a Funny or Die or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see where you're going there.
Did you see that? Speaking of Steve Smith, I gotta find that video. Did you see the video of Steve Smith and Cam Newton? Cam Newton comes up to Steve Smith asking him for his advice on whether or not he should put DJ Moore in the game for some fantasy advice. And DJ Moore sitting there, right there next to them, and they're like talking trash about how bad he is and stuff.
I like Steve Smith. He's one of those I don't care, I just want to go out there and have fun type guys. And that's what NFL analysts need to be, is they just need to be fun, right? And Steve Smith, he doesn't care. He knew what he's doing. I loved it. I thought that was a great video.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it. I just gotta wait for my Facebook to pull up,
Loading.
and then I gotta scroll through
Loading.
all my posts,
Loading.
all the first day of school posts.
There you
Gotta
go.
scroll through those.
Oh, back to school, huh? This is kind of a weird time of year. It's not like it's anything that really affects us. This is, because we're adults, but we have kids, and now it's back to school, so it seems like activities start picking up, traffic picks up, so it's that time of year again, back to school. I hope
Do you feel like
little
it's
America
lost
had a
its
good first
luster?
day.
Yeah. Do you
What?
feel like it's lost its luster over the years, or do you think because your daughter went into 6th grade, it kind of picked up again for you because it's like her first day of middle school?
No, it loses its luster. The bigger they get, I mean, it's still a big feat. It's still a big
Yeah.
momentous occasion in your child's life. But, yeah, when she was going into middle school, I mean, I sat at the bus waiting with her, and she did give me a big hug, which I probably won't be getting as she gets older and older. So I was like, okay, this is cool. Took a picture. Everything's good. We're good. And yeah, she, it's just different. It's not like when they're little, when it's like cutesy and you're like wanting to take video and 100 pictures and it's sad. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're going. Like I looked over at her the other day and I realized that she's like the height of a real human now. Like she's no longer a kid. She's over 5 feet, so she's adult height. So no longer little
funny.
baby.
I have my sister has 2 boys. One is 15, one is 6. And the 6-year-old, she took like 5 photos. He's holding a sign that says like first day of first grade or something. He's doing all these different poses. And then she posts a picture of her 15-year-old son, and he's just got his hands in his pocket, leaned up against like the doorway, and just a goofy smile.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It is that you just the little ones. It's fun. It's cute. Let's have a lot of fun with this. And then as they get older, you're like, you talk back now more. It's not as fun.
And they don't want to do it either.
No,
they're
they
just
don't.
like they don't want to have a whole bunch of pictures with them posted on social media, holding a sign and making goofy faces.
No, they're like, why'd you do that? Don't take a picture of me. Don't take a
right,
picture of me.
Here's the Steve Smith video, and it does have one curse word at the end, so you just have to get over it.
All right, I'll get over it. Beep.
So I got him on my bench. DJ Moore. Okay.
All right, so that's Steve Smith. I had it backwards. Steve Smith is asking Cam Newton if he should start DJ Moore, which it's kind of insider trading, right? You can't go up to a quarterback and say, hey, man, I'm going to start DJ Moore. You need to throw to him, right?
Right.
All right, here we go.
I ain't benching DeAndre Hopkins. Should I let John Brown?
He right there, though. That's kind of disrespectful. Like John Brown, he ain't an asset. He got a lot of choice selections. I'm giving you insider trade, so don't report me.
No, I'm just saying. So should I take him off the bench? Because currently he on the bench.
Yeah. You got to start.
What if I just flex? What if I put him at flex?
I don't understand that.
That just means an extra guy.
Yeah.
Put him at flex because he's not a real wide receiver yet. He's just kind of developing.
I don't want to say all that.
No, I was talking about for fantasy. Or you or John Brown? It's a legit question. Is it not?
Now he's talking to DJ Moore.
Start you. You give me 2 points, I'm slap shit out you.
You know you do it too.
My grand.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that's
if you
good
give me
stuff,
2 points,
man.
I'm going to slap the S out of you.
Yeah, do you think these football players are just so sick of fantasy, though? Because they're getting trash talk, especially like on social media and stuff. If they have a bad game, they probably hear it. Oh, it's terrible.
Especially if they have a Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Twitter's gotten to be such a negative place, man. We need to make Twitter positive again. Hashtag it. I think we're going to bring back that Twitter hashtag. Maybe
Make
later
Twitter
down
positive
the road. Yeah, but, fantasy football time. I used to really get, like, super into fantasy football. I've gotten super casual about it now. Now I'm like, okay, I can do it. I can take it or leave it. It's fun, especially the first couple weeks. Usually by week 8, I'm like, no big deal.
You get to Thursday night and you're like, I forgot to set my lineup again.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck with whoever's playing Thursday night football. Hope they do
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. And I have a problem with saying no to people, too, with that sort of thing. So I got myself into like 3 or 4 different leagues at one point. This year, I think I'm not doing as many. I don't know. I have to double check it. But, yeah, it's tremendous.
I came up with a strict 2 league maximum. And so if I'm in 2 leagues, I say no to everybody else.
Yeah, it's probably the best
It
thing
becomes
to do.
way too much for me, and then it's like I'm happy on one side, miserable on the other side. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Once you're in 5 leagues, it starts becoming counterproductive.
Right, because in 2 leagues, you've got 1 quarterback. In the other 2 leagues, you've got like the wide receiver that the quarterbacks, or the defense or whatever. And it's like, okay, I want one to do good, but I don't want him to do good. And then you're like, well, what do I want? I don't know what I want. And then it ruins it. Yeah.
And then you have like a guy on one roster. You have a quarterback on one roster, and then in another league, you're playing against that same quarterback. So if he starts doing well, you start losing in one league, and it's just stupid.
I agree.
So two league maximum. 2 league maximum for me. I'm only in one pay league, and I won that last year, and I think it was like $20. So it's like whatever.
Yeah, I've got one I'm in. I think it's $75. So it's got pretty good payouts if you do win. But the guys
Yeah.
get super serious. It almost like becomes too serious because there's not that $75 is like a lot of money, but it's a good, chunk of change for a league. And
You can do a lot with $75.
yeah, I could go to the dollar store and buy 75 things, and then just have to pay taxes on the side, and that would be it. Yeah. So. Now, Chris America, this headline became big news yesterday. I want to dive right into it because another report of the Cowboys and their issues with their crappy superstars. Dak Prescott demands $40 million, and when we get back from a quick commercial break, you and I will break down who is a bigger douchebag, Dak Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. Ah, 12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune in to us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here from the Captain Lou Extravaganza, coming to you live every Tuesday night on 12ouncesportsradio.com from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, it's a different name, but it's still the same great show. We're going to have guests every week live on the show, and we'll have your opinions as well as mine, and we'll see whose is better and obviously whose is right. That's every Tuesday night live, the Captain Lou Extravaganza from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time on 12ouncesportsradio.com.
Hey, what's up there, listeners? This is your friendly neighborhood Loudbeard, and I'm here to tell you that there's two type of people in the world, those that are on a podcast and those that want to be on a podcast. And if you are one of those out there that want to be on a podcast, one of the first decisions you will need to make is which podcast host you want to use. That's right. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, you need to check out Podbean. Here at Scout Team Radio, we have been using Podbean since the very beginning, and we absolutely love it. They are easy to use, and they have affordable options. Just go to podbean.com/STR. That's right, Scout Team Radio. Podbean.com/STR to get started today. What are you waiting for? Welcome back. Thank you all for listening in. Once again, we are Scout Team Radio. He is Chris America. I am Loudbeard, and we bring it to you hot and live each and every morning right here on 12 Ounce Sports Radio. We also simulcast on the Full Press Radio Network, and we are a part of the Barn Burner Radio Network. We are everywhere and anywhere you want us to be. We are also on demand. If you cannot catch the live show each and every morning at 6 a.m., don't feel bad. You can go catch our podcast anywhere you can find a podcast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, any of those places. Search Scout Team Radio, and you will find our daily show on a podcast, and you can listen to us on demand. It is actually a really awesome thing. Hit us up on Twitter. We like to get social. Hit us up at Scout Team Radio on Twitter. If you tweet at us, we will read your tweets on the air. We will talk about your topics, your subjects. We will do all of those things. So make sure you hit us up on Twitter whenever you get the opportunity. So, without further ado, I get to talk trash about the Cowboys a little bit more. But reports coming out, a lot of people are reporting this, but Jane Slater of the NFL, she actually is one that came out, one of the first ones out on Twitter. She said she confirmed that Dak Prescott turned down a $30 million a year contract, wanting $40 million a year. Out of all the NFL quarterbacks out there in the world, I would say Dak Prescott is a good one. He is good, but not worth $40 million. What do you make of all of this shenanigans, Chris America?
Well, Loudbeard, a little bit after that news broke, maybe about like an hour or two later, another person came out and said none of that is true. Dak never asked for $40 million and that the negotiations are still ongoing. So now I don't know what to believe.
This is the problem. You're right. There is some gray area there. Now, I do understand the ongoing negotiations part. If you're a player, and I'm not here to stick up for Dak Prescott. I'm not here to stick up for the Cowboys, but I'm going to give it to you real. We give you real debate here, not really debate, real talk, right? Real talk right here. I'm giving it to you real. If you're a player and you think you're valuable and you're going to take advantage of making as much money as possible, why not throw out a ridiculous number and see if it sticks? Why not? I think it's actually just a negotiation tactic. I think it happened. I think they came in at $30 million, and Dak was like, I really wanted to be at like $34 million or $35 million. Like, you're a little bit lower than where I wanted to be. Let's go ahead and throw out $40 million, and maybe that'll push the offer up a little bit, and let's just see what sticks. So I get it. We made a big deal about it. The social media blew up over this because, anytime somebody's perceived as being arrogant or perceived as doing something crazy, social media likes to put their comments on it. But honestly, it is still just part of the negotiation process. But it was just funny seeing that $40 million number next to Dak Prescott's name. Definitely not worth 40.
No, I don't even think he's worth 30.
Yeah, I think that was a generous offer from the Cowboys at 30.
I just don't think he's there yet. Like, I think he's a good football player. I just don't know that he's one of the top, but neither are any of the other guys that are making over $30 million or around that money. I think there's only maybe 5 quarterbacks that I think deserve to make above $30 million, and none of them are named Dak Prescott.
That's a good point. And I don't put Dak Prescott in the top 5. And I think in the top 5 is where these guys should be making the big money. Guys like Drew Brees, and I would put Aaron Rodgers in there, though I think his star is flamed out a little bit. I think 2 or 3 years ago we acted like Aaron Rodgers was like number 1 quarterback in the league. I don't think people still feel that way. I think he's lost a little bit of his luster. He needs a bounce back season is what he needs. But I'm gonna put him in the top 5 anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and even guys like Phillip Rivers, he's probably could be considered that.
Well, I would put Tom Brady in there.
Yep, Tom Terrific's got to be part of that group. And
people can say I'm jumping the gun, but the dude was talked about more than anybody, and that's Patrick Mahomes. And to me, it's not just play; it's how much attention do you bring to the NFL? Because attention equals dollar signs, and when you're just talking about Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that, all season long, and if Patrick Mahomes comes back and plays that way again, it's going to be the same thing all over again. So I hope you like Patrick Mahomes because he's going to be talked about quite a bit, not only by us, but by everybody, because we love quarterbacks who are really good. But you're right, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and I mean, maybe I said maybe 5 was going out a little bit too much because I sit there and I think about Phillip Rivers, and I don't think Phillip Rivers brings any attention to the NFL.
Okay, I see where you're going there. He's more of a quiet, does his business.
Yeah.
Being out on the Chargers aren't a flashy team. So, yeah, he doesn't bring that same attention to his team.
I would say maybe Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's probably a great example. Has a Super Bowl win. It's kind of electrifying. He's entertaining. They want to watch him, right? He's a running quarterback that does it smart. He's doing it the right way, and he can throw. Like, he does everything right. So, yeah, I would say
he's
that Russell
marketable.
Wilson
He's a
would fall.
good-looking guy. He's got a good personality. He's a marketable guy. People know who Russell Wilson is.
Absolutely. And in your point to Patrick Mahomes, yeah, that guy people want to watch. Like, I would sit down and watch a Chiefs game just to see him play.
Yeah.
And in years past, I would have been like, the Chiefs, who cares?
If it was Chiefs versus Bengals on Thursday Night Football, before, you're not going out of your way to see that game.
Right. It's in the background while I'm doing other things. You know, it's not like a must-see TV.
Right.
Now, Patrick Mahomes makes the Chiefs must-see TV week in and week out.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yep. Okay, so Dak Prescott, not worth the 40. He's probably going to get somewhere in between there, in between 30 and 40. I could see him getting that $34 million. I think that's that line that I draw. I think $34 million is what he gets. And is he worth it? Probably not, but we've seen Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr. We've seen guys get these huge contracts that probably weren't worth it when they got them. At least I don't think.
I'd love to see what the breakdown is to see how each team makes their money back from each individual player that they sign to these big contracts.
Ooh, you're getting
deep
in the analytics.
You know how there's like a war in baseball? I would love to see the war of like money war, like which is what is it called? Something above replacement. What does war stand for?
Oh yeah, wins above replacement.
Wins above replacement. So maybe it'd be called Mars, like money above replacement. How much money would they lose if they didn't have this guy on their team, or that kind of thing? I'd love to see that.
Wow. Serious Moneyball going on today, Chris America. I like it. I like
With
it a
analytics.
lot.
We break down the MAR of adult film stars, and we break down the MAR of quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yes. Now, not as sexy of a position, but wide receiver got talked about quite a bit these last couple of days, specifically Antonio Brown and his helmet situation. Now, we talked about it quite a bit yesterday, but he loses his grievance with the NFL, and guess what? He's still going to play.
Yep, of course he is.
Of course. We didn't expect anything different. Though I will throw a little wrinkle in. Now, Antonio Brown, he looks like he's a total, I'm just going to say, he looks like a jackass with this whole bit. Oh, I'm going to retire if I don't get my helmet. It sounds stupid, right? I will say that Tom Brady not really comes to his defense, but kind of comes out and argues a point that stands tall right next to Antonio Brown. Tom Brady says that he has used the same helmet since 2004, and he had been grandfathered in to continue to wear it until that grandfather agreement expired. So now this season he is going to play with a new helmet, and he's not very happy about it. He said, he really has no choice, but he doesn't like the new helmet options. He's tried them. It's just not the same. He has used the same, it's like a Rydell R4A helmet over the last 15 years. And he's not very happy. So he understands what Antonio Brown is thinking, but he knows that he really just has no choice in the matter. So Tom Brady and Antonio Brown not very happy about these new helmets.
Yeah, I think if Antonio Brown would have came out like that, we wouldn't have made a big deal about it. But because he's like, if you don't give me my helmet back, I'm taking my ball and going home. We're like, really? Seriously, dude? Like, come on.
It's all about the approach.
Yeah. Bad look, man. I used to defend Antonio Brown, but I can't defend him on this. It's just so childish.
All right. I can't either. I mean, I don't think anybody can. He's just wants the attention, though. That's that diva-ness in him. So we'll just let that be. I mean, whatever. He does what he wants. All right. Well, I've got a couple different sports. We get stuck here on football, and we talk a lot about pro, but I don't think we've talked a lot about college football lately. Now, the Miami Hurricanes, this in the offseason was kind of a big story. A lot of these transfers were moving school to school. Ohio State had a couple transfers that just wanted to get out of there. Well, one of the names, Tate Martell, was a big name that transferred out of Ohio State, and everybody was excited that he was going to Miami, and this was his chance to start, and this was going to be a great opportunity. And Tate Martell transfers, gets to Miami, gets the waiver to be able to play right away, and he loses out the starting position to redshirt freshman Jaron Williams, a dual threat quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes who has been named starter week 1. I love college football, man. I love the politics of it too.
Yeah, because you have more quarterback controversies in college football than you do in the NFL, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Every once in a while, we'll get a situation like the Giants this year, and we could have had it with your Redskins had, Alex Smith not been injured, but obviously that didn't happen. But this is like a year in, year out thing for college football, and it's like 5 to 6 teams. It's probably more than that. There's probably 50 teams right now in college football having the same exact scenario, but there's generally 5 to 6 teams that we actually care about where we focus in on it. And right now I think the Miami Hurricanes is probably the biggest name brand with a quarterback controversy, and it's an even bigger controversy with the fact that they're playing the Florida Gators, straight out the gate in Orlando, and it's the only game being played that weekend. They moved the game to the weekend before the college football season starts so that all the focus can be on them, those two schools. And now all the focus is going to be on this redshirt freshman and if the coach made the right decision.
And the other thing in college football is I feel like the leash is a lot shorter. So if he comes out and sucks, second half they'll have the other guy in. They don't care.
Oh, for sure.
Where in pro football, it seems like these guys get, especially if it's like a rookie guy they've put all this money into, they're like, okay, we're giving them 8 games to at least develop, or we're giving them a whole season. In college football, they're like, you know what? A scholarship's a scholarship. You're on. We're getting the best guy out there. And if you're having a bad game, we'll switch it out. We'll switch out in between plays, in between drives. We don't care. And you'll see a lot more flipping around, especially when it's these guys. There's not much difference between them. A lot of times it's a very narrow margin between the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback.
Yeah, because, again, like you said, it doesn't cost them anything to start one or the other. Where, like, if you bench Eli, that's $25 million just sitting on your bench doing nothing. So it makes that decision a lot harder, right?
On my bench.
Huh?
I said I wish I had $25 million just to sit on a bench.
Yeah. But I'm saying from an owner standpoint, it's got to drive you nuts to see your $25 million investment doing nothing for you. Is what I mean by that. Whereas if you're a college coach and you're the AD, you don't care who's playing. You're paying them an equal of nothing, equal scholarship money, but that's about it. So you don't care who's playing as long as the one who's going to win you the football game is in there.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like college football is because the money isn't the driving reason. The only problem is college football also has this whole, political, our conference is better than your conference shtick that really pisses me off. But in the purest form, college football can be so much more entertaining if it just got out of its own damn way, It
would be. Yeah, I mean, if you take out the politics of it, when you just focus on the game is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And
you just focus on the kids out there trying their best to make it, to win, to get a name for themselves, to get recognized by scouts and everything. It's a very fun sport to watch. It's just when you get out of the game, or even like last year, it really started bugging me especially during UCF games or SEC games, where the commentators would just start discussing it like they're a damn sports show. We're going to turn into First Take now. We're going to debate whether or not UCF should be. Like, no, I call the game. That's your job. I don't need you to do anything else other than call the game. If I want to listen to First Take, I'll change it to First Take. So, yeah, I hate the politics of it, or the fact that we don't decide things on the field. We're just going to put 13 people in a room and have them decide for us. Makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Now, there is a debate that probably could use 13 people in a room to settle it, but I'm going to let you settle it for me today. Mike Vick, 2004 Madden, or Bo Jackson, 1989 Tecmo Bowl. Who is the greatest player ever in a video game? Go.
Well, nobody knows who this is, but I had a guy in one of the NCAA versions of football when I did a dynasty mode, and so I recruited a kid that nobody knows. His name was Eklund. We'll remember him for life. He is the best video game player. But between the two that you mentioned, I'm gonna go with Bo Jackson, man. Yes, Michael Vick was a little unstoppable, but you could stop him. Where Bo Jackson, you just ran around in circles, mashed the B button a bunch of times, and then scored. Like, he was literally impossible to stop.
Yeah, the internet agreed with you. Everybody on Twitter.
Yeah.
Bo,
Mhm.
Bo. If you vote Mike Vick, that means you never played Tecmo Bowl. That's what they all said.
It definitely means that. Yeah.
Yep. So that's
I almost got to the point where if you came over to my house to play Tecmo Bowl, you weren't allowed to pick the Raiders.
right. That's exactly what you would do. Like if you pick Bo Jackson, you would basically be like, "All right, I'm done." Like it's not even worth playing.
Yep.
At this point, it's
It's
such
not
an
even worth
unfair
playing.
advantage.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not even gonna. We're not going down that road. You're not doing this. This isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to jump from esports to hockey. Roberto Luongo, hockey talk. I got a little hockey story. I figure every once in a while we got to throw in a little hockey, keep it fresh. Roberto Luongo becomes the first player in the history of Florida Panthers franchise to get his jersey retired up in the rafters. So this is a great moment for a great player, and this is the statement that was given by the Florida Panthers organization and owner Vincent Viola. So Roberto is a cornerstone of Panthers history and an icon of the game. He has represented himself and the Panthers with tremendous dignity, determination, and a standard of excellence throughout his career. Roberto exemplifies what it means to be a Florida Panther. His level of commitment to this franchise, his teammates, his family, and South Florida community is second to none. There is no player more deserving to be the first Florida Panther to have his jersey number retired. Hats off to you, Roberto Luongo.
And that was Hockey Talk. Brought to you
That was
by,
Hockey Talk.
Brought to you by Nokia cell phones.
Next, I'm going wrestling. I got 4 minutes left. I could talk a little wrestling with you. Chris America, you like
Okay.
wrestling. You're a big wrestler. King of the Ring. Remember that when they
Coming
did
back.
the King of the Ring
Yeah.
tournament? I
Yeah.
liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. They got rid of it a while back, right? They said no more.
Mhm.
They want to do these other cash money bank, all this crazy stuff. I don't get all of that. But I will say WWE is making a great decision starting next Monday. It is the return of King of the Ring. There will be matches in both SmackDown and Raw that will lead up to a pay-per-view event, and they are bringing back the original, the great tournament we knew as King of the Ring back when we were youngsters and we would watch wrestling.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to help bring back interest.
Probably not.
Just because
So
it's because the things that made King of the Ring the best were the people that were in the tournament and the storylines behind it. They got to work on their character development over there at WWE.
Yeah, I feel like the AEW right now is pushing them though. They see
Yeah.
in their rear view that there's somebody coming up on their tails, and they're like, okay, we need to go back to the well. What worked for us? What were some of the things that were really great? So they're like, well, let's bring back Goldberg. Let's bring back Trish Stratus. Let's bring back King of the Ring. What else can we do? Let's bring back all of these things that made us popular. I'm sure they'd love to have The Rock back. That would be the big ticket, but I'm pretty sure he's a little expensive. He's making more than $12,000 a video. What do you think?
For sure. I think a little bit more than Mia Khalifa these days.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Not a lot more, but a
And
little
what was
bit
your
more.
favorite type of match to watch, Loudbeard?
I think back. I mean, my favorite match of all times was the Hell in the Cell with
Yeah.
Mick Foley or Mankind at the time and Undertaker. And I think back to those like extreme matches. Mick Foley and Mankind and Dude Love and whoever else he was when he wanted to be it. He was so much fun because he was so unpredictable, and there was always some sort of crazy twist and turn in the match. I absolutely loved any of the matches with him. And, you know, to me, that was classic wrestling. And, of course, not that it was a type of match, but I always looked forward to the end of Raw because you knew something would happen where all of a sudden you'd hear the glass break. Stone Cold would run out, stun everybody and their brother. So he would start stunning people out in the stands and then start chugging beer. And it was just a golden age for wrestling. So between Steve Austin, The Rock, Undertaker, Mankind, those were like, to me, I will never ever think of wrestling the same as that. That was like the pinnacle for me.
And so, see, like, that makes what King of the Ring was great. It wasn't the fact that it was the King of the Ring tournament. It was the characters, like I said. Because I asked you what type of match you liked, and you just went to the type of people, which is not a wrong answer. It's actually helps me prove my point that you don't even remember what type of matches they were in. You just knew you liked seeing The Rock and Stone Cold and Mankind or Dude Love or Cactus Jack or Mick Foley or whatever he's going by now these days. And you're right, though. Like, that's what's memorable to you. You don't know what type of matches they were in. You just knew you liked seeing them in them.
Yes, I did.
But for me, it was a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
I don't know why. You like when they brought everything out.
I don't know why, but just watching somebody go through a table is so satisfying for me.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. It seems so silly, but just somebody getting thrown through a table, and there happened to be a table set up right next to a ladder, and they're trying to climb to the top to get whatever belt or whatever they had to grab to end it, and they would get right up where they were just almost there, and then somebody would run up and grab them, throw them off, and they would happen to land nice and neatly right on the middle of the table, and boom.
Did you ever get upset when a table did get set up and then nobody went through it?
Oh, yeah. Like, wait, you missed your cue. Get out of here. You suck.
Well, we can end the show on this one, Loudbeard. Getting thrown through the table was the money shot of wrestling.
Inappropriate.
Only if you know what a money shot is. If you don't know what a money shot is, then totally appropriate.